Okay, so I just got home, and here's another problem I had. Bane says to Batman, I don't understand it. He says to him, I want the people of Gotham, like basically in order to feel hope, you have to, or in order to feel despair, you have to feel hope first. So he's going to let them feel like they have a chance. In other words, in the months before the bomb goes off. Now, we never see that moment where they actually are going to feel despair. Like, I know it's all a trick anyways, like the hope that he promises. People think, you know, maybe the government can rescue them somehow. Maybe they'll make a deal with Bane or sneak the bomb out of Gotham. But where's the despair that he promises at the end? Shouldn't he announce to everyone at the end, like, the bomb's going to go off in like 2 hours or something? Like, why? What was the point of holding Gotham hostage for months? There was no point. That's what bothers me. And Gotham is mysteriously well-functioning during this whole time. Now, I know that's sort of, you can excuse that as part of Bane's plan to let people feel hope, but it seems like he left a little too much to chance. I know the bomb would go off regardless because it's gonna melt down or something, but if there's any chance that people can kill him first and then remove the bomb, then why is he letting people roam freely, including cops? Like, why wouldn't he be running like sort of a police state in Gotham? I know he gives these vague, like, Occupy Wall Street proclamations of, like, we want to give Gotham back to the people, but that makes no fucking sense. Like, he's not about that. He doesn't even get... I know he's not really about that, and the movie never gives airs of that, but he never even properly gives the facade of that. It really doesn't make sense. Like, he's trying to they give the sort of idea that, like, he's almost trying to tap into the Occupy Wall Street, we're the 99%, the, you know, beleaguered and oppressed and disenfranchised. But he doesn't really do that at all. All he does is just give a little lip service while he takes a bunch of people hostage. Yeah, Gotham's mysteriously well-functioning. Like, everybody seems fine while they're held hostage. The cops who are held in the tunnel, they never grow beards. Oh my goodness, come on. They never grow beards or anything. Their hair doesn't grow long. So, okay, I get it. It would look kind of funny to have a bunch of cops fight Bane's thugs who have long beards and hair after 5 months. But even Selina Kyle, months into their occupation of Gotham, Bane's occupation of Gotham, she's walking around, looks perfect, makeup and everything. Like, come on, wouldn't she even have makeup after that long? Wouldn't the city be in chaos? What are they? There's not, that's the problem. Like, I don't have a problem with certain plot holes. Again, Dark Knight has several of them, but when you strain such credibility by writing yourselves into a corner, then having to write yourselves out, that's what bothers me. Anyways, so just there's no point to keeping Gotham hostage for 5 months, because Bane never inflicts the despair that he says he will. So all the hope he gives them is kind of pointless as well. He just occupies Gotham, essentially. He keeps it hostage for several months. And another thing that really bugs me. Batman confronts Selina Kyle because she's kind of working with Bane because she wants this thing that'll erase her name from all, like, criminal, all the law books, because she's got a criminal record. And so, and they hint at, you know, they don't hint at it, they say that, you know, she grew up, like, poor and didn't have many options, and so by the time she did have some options, like, she couldn't do what she wanted because she already had a criminal record. And so we're assuming, like, she got that criminal record just to survive. Like, she did things like steal, maybe, or rob people. And why... Okay, anyway, and somehow she's working for Bane. I already kind of forget, like, the total... There's some guy who works for Wayne Enterprises that works for Bane, and she's kind of working for that guy. And Batman at one point just meets her and says, "Show me where Bane is."
And she's okay. And they just walk. It's so weird seeing Batman just walk around, like, without being powerful and sneaky. Although it's kind of powerful to see, like, this is a man who, the way they establish Bruce Wayne is, like, he's given up being Batman. He's tired of this. He doesn't want to do it anymore. After what the Joker did, it's too much. She just goes and leads him to Bane. I was like, what the fuck? Like, what? Come on. Like, it just... There's no point in even criticizing it almost, because it's so ridiculous on its face. Like, there's no counterpoint I need to offer to say, well, they should have done this or whatever. Not that it's just unjustified. It's totally odd. And just, I can't imagine Christopher Nolan feeling like satisfied that that was where the story should have went. And Bane is able to beat up Batman. And then, well, we don't realize it right at the moment, but Bane brings him thousands of miles away. He must bring him 20,000 miles away to wherever in Asia, where he puts him in some prison in a huge hole in the ground that he can't climb out of. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, he brought him all that way as part of his plan to personally tell him that he wanted to break Wayne's spirit, that it was worse for Wayne to watch Gotham on the TV be destroyed by a nuclear bomb than to just kill him because he doesn't fear death, that was an interesting point. But why would he go to deliver that message? Why wouldn't he just tell him, say, when he's beating him up, like after he's beaten him up and Wayne's on the ground, and then have his goons it's just made no sense. Why would he take days to his itinerary to travel? How would that be possible? And then Wayne just flies back. He flies back. He doesn't have a passport. He doesn't have anything. He just flies back. Oh my God. I'm sure they could have shown him smuggling himself onto a plane, something, a ship, to get back. But, that whole countdown at the end with the nuclear bomb was so silly, and he makes it back just in time, recovered from his broken back that it would have taken him years without proper medical support. The doctor there in the prison just knows how to fix his back, and he just helps him do it by hanging him in a rope and kicking him in the back. Come on, movie! How much do you expect us to take? And I kind of wish that the whole movie was really about Batman fighting the police. That would have been more interesting. And they bring that up at one point, like a major point, kind of chase in the movie. That's cool. But it's all discarded too easily. And then Alfred comes out and says that, in fact, Rachel was ready to move on from Bruce, and that he shouldn't have felt responsible, like he lost his life because she wouldn't have been with him anyways. And so he leaves Bruce, and it's like, I don't know how to describe it. It just feels kind of weird for a Batman movie. And I know you can't judge necessarily a movie by saying, oh, it felt weird because, well, movies are supposed to do things that are daring and unusual and take it to different places. And a lot of those places I really enjoyed in this movie. But this, even with all that in mind, I gotta say, I still think it's somehow unjustified. Like, Alfred made that choice for a reason. Also, yeah, here's a big part of the despair thing about, like, Bane making Gotham despair that the movie just completely abandoned. In the middle of his occupation of Gotham, or maybe it's towards the beginning of it, yeah, before he releases the prisoners from, I guess, Arkham Asylum? No, this is, yeah, maybe that's it. But he releases like 1,000 prisoners from prison because he says they're part of the oppressed. He reads the speech that Gordon was going to give, saying that Harvey Dent was in fact the murderer in The Dark Knight, and that Batman was innocent, and that Batman saved Gordon's family, and that he was going to retire. So this presumably was going to put Gotham in despair. We never see one fucking repercussion of that, except for Gordon on his hospital bed watching. None of it made any sense. Like, okay, as far as why didn't they follow through with that? They remarkably, go through lots of plot remarkably fast for, like, a big moment that was played up so powerful in The Dark Knight. I can't, there's probably other stuff I can't think of that, like, I don't understand. I gotta think Christopher Nolan, he's a very smart guy, he's a great filmmaker, that he wasn't even happy with the script. How could he be? Oh, just so unsatisfying in so many ways. It's still a thrilling movie. It's exciting. The action's really well handled. I actually think it's a lot better handled just as far as the camera work and the avoidance of shaky cam than in The Dark Knight, and much more so than Batman Begins, which was just like you couldn't see shit half the time. And Bane, again, even though he doesn't, it's unfortunate, he doesn't have nearly as much to do as the Joker, because he's not engaging Gotham as much as the Joker was. And Batman, he's just a force of destruction, whereas, yeah, the Joker was certainly a force of destruction. He wanted to give people these impossible moral dilemmas in order to destroy Gotham, which, in a way, he was a much better... if he was a member of the League of Shadows, he would have been a much better ambassador for them, or, a leader for them, because he truly was going to bring Gotham to its knees. Ra's al Ghul was simply going to destroy it all. Destroy completely, as in level everything, kill everyone, including himself. And why the 5-month window? Even, like, he announced... Yeah, but he announced that Harvey Dent was the murderer, and that the Dent Act was all built on basically a lie. Why have it dismissed so casually, where, like, when Bane gives that speech where he reveals all this, where we don't see a single person, literally, the whole movie... Okay, no, I take that back. We do see Gordon Levitt's character, I can't even remember the fucking guy's name in the movie, but his character, who is an interesting character, we don't even see anyone but his character deal with the repercussions from that. So some despair plan that Bane had, it makes it... Oh, man, that is... that was just forgotten. I can't get over that. There's nothing else I can say. If I seem like I'm just belaboring the point, it's because there's no point to it doing that at all as far as the direction the movie went. And another thing, one last sort of minor thing, Gary Oldman's voice as Commissioner Gordon, his voice is different now. He changed his accent in a way. Now it sounds like he's always he's not trying to exhale. He's always, well, you didn't... I'm exaggerating, but that's kind of what he does. Whereas he sounded, in the first two Batman movies, like you didn't even think about his voice. If you're used to seeing him do different voices in movies, I didn't even think about it. I really just felt like, oh, he's an American in this movie. I forgot that. Same with Christian Bale, to his credit, in all the movies. You just kind of forget that he's from Britain. But Gary Oldman, he gives this weird, like, he's not letting air out of his mouth. He's going, well, I didn't... It just... What was that about? That was strange. And yeah, Bane's voice is a little bit overly filtered and processed, but I still think, like, it sounds vaguely Scottish. Like, it's still a great voice. Like, it's a lot of fun to listen to. It's just too bad Bane doesn't have more to do in the movie. I mean, he's absent part of the movie. Batman's absent a lot of the movie. Alfred's absent a lot of the movie. The whole movie, there are moments, like moments of attempted humor that it just strikes the movie gets a little bit too it's unfortunate. It loses some of its pace because it gets a little bit too self-aware. Just the little moments of humor, but it gets to be too much. And just weird, like, the sullenness of the characters, I don't know. I feel like, the filmmakers didn't know where to how to up the stakes from what the Joker did, because even I felt that during The Dark Knight. I was like, wow, this is so climactic. The whole movie is on climax mode. It's great, but they still have lots of quiet moments where you get to enjoy the build up to the tension. I didn't just fart, I just shifted my seat. And I thought, how are they going to possibly top this? And they really struggle to. It's a valiant attempt in some ways, like just the idea of what Bane does, his plan, but I won't belabor it anymore. It's just they wrote themselves into too many corners where the plot had to stop, and then they try and sort of use, just these cheap devices to get themselves out of it, or in the case of what seems like maybe just lack of, a desire to make the movie even longer, possibly to show the consequences of things like Gotham supposed to be in despair. We never relate to Gotham, like the people of Gotham, in the same way we do as in The Dark Knight, where we get to see everyone reacting to the Joker's plans and resenting the fact that, you know, they're beholden to the Joker. Just the more I think about it, the more it disappoints me. It's still a thrilling movie, very exciting. I really enjoyed it. The music's great, the visuals are great. But yeah, well, it's just a movie. But it's unfortunate. In the end, enjoy it. Go see it again if you want to.